never works. This is a joke that was never funny. Not the first time, not the second time, not at all. Now this type of joke can be seen with many things, such as sitcoms, dad jokes, the 6-7 meme, which, oh my gosh, I'm so happy that everyone is just starting to forget about that. It's great. Okay, let's try Kid It Up, alright? The one-off. This is a joke that was funny the first time I heard it, but wasn't the second time. The joke you laugh at once and then never laugh at again. An example of this type of joke can be found in most of the jokes in the first episode of Murder Drones. I stand by that after a while. These are jokes that are actually pretty funny and that you can laugh at first. Because after the, let's say, 6th time hearing that joke, it's not as... Okay, you can stop now. Funny is more... I mean, it's still funny, but it's just not as funny as the first time you heard it, you know? Now, this type of joke can be found in pretty much most jokes, honestly, whether it's like a told one, through like a regular joke you tell to a friend from a show or movie. Pretty much most jokes are like, you hear it the first time, it's funny. Hear it like now, like a couple times, it's not as funny anymore. So eventually, that joke that you just laughed at, like the last video you laughed at, you really liked, you like that joke? Well, guess what? You're gonna stop laughing at that a little bit. Yeah, that's the truth of humor. Once now, again later. A joke that is funny the first time you heard it, but is not as funny or sometimes just not funny the next time you hear it the next day. But, for some reason, when it's told to you again many days, weeks, or months later, for some reason, it's funny again. And sometimes it can be just as funny as the first time you heard it. Now, there are many examples of this, but one of the examples is, a story I'm going to tell right now. So in like a 2nd to 3rd grade, when I was like, you know, a kid, I had an session with hugging teachers. I like to just hug teachers a lot. So then at recess, when I saw someone that was a teacher, I ran up to them and I hugged them and I said, "I love you." And then later, I mean like a few seconds later, I realized that was not a teacher I just ran up and hugged and said I love you to. That was instead just a regular kid that was taller than me. So I thought they were a teacher. And their reaction to me hugging them was like, And so then I realized that, and I thought, oh, I'm sorry, Well, let's see how long it takes before you laugh at that again. All the time. These are jokes that are perfect jokes. They're so funny, you laugh at them literally every time you hear it. They're just so funny, they're that funny, they somehow stand the test of time, they somehow last for so long, no matter how many times you hear it, it will always be funny. Now, I can name multiple examples, but one example I want to name is a couple of jokes in Murder Episode 2, which I think is the best Murder episode. And I stand by that. Oh, another thing that's also, like, very funny, is, like, always funny, that always works, is when a video suddenly cuts off.